When I think of American Dream, I think of a economy and a culture that has an open architecture where you can make yourself into pretty much anything you want. And based on my history of working in other countries, and this is still the most open place where, as we always joke, you can go from worst to first. In many other economies or in many other societies in this world, despite what people may think, they tend to be much more tiered and closed and have caste systems that we really don't have here in the U.S. We are in many ways a platform for personal achievement. We're a platform for free speech and open discourse. Wide open free speech. So when we say give light so that people can find their own way, we focus not on just the giving light, meaning that we try to provide voices to people who need a voice, or in many cases a platform to businesses that want to build their platform in the marketplace. But the end is the really important part, so that people can find their own way. So we don't claim to know what the future should be for individuals or companies or communities, but what our goal is to create that platform so that there can be the kind of dialogue and voices and discourse and arguments so that ultimately people can find their own way. People can build their own lives and what's important to them as individuals. So we often debate, are we more focused on helping the collective community move forward, or are we more focused on helping individuals live out what they see as their own goals? And on balance, we're probably more interested in individuals and giving everybody their opportunity to build their own future. Oh my gosh, an open information platform is just absolutely essential in today's world to people building out their dreams. As I always tell people, I'm a free speech fundamentalist. And so when I look at the world today, free speech and information flow, free speech is freer than it's ever been in human history. You're really at a moment that, if you think about people like old man Scripps, who founded this company, or Pulitzer or Hearst, this is the world that they prayed for, but was not possible at the turn of the century. Today, if there's a organization in the community that has a certain cause, in the past, if we weren't interested in it, if we wouldn't put it on television or put it in a newspaper, nobody would really ever know. Today, with this open architecture and this wild free speech, you can bring any issue to the forefront. You can create your own network. You can create your own, almost like publishing vehicles that was never possible before, really, in human history. So, for us to participate in that and to support diverse voices, free speech, opportunities for those who wouldn't otherwise have access to the platform is absolutely essential. So, the American dream is probably more the dream that it's ever been because of this open information architecture that we have today. These are the good days. And those who might think that the good days are past, the good days were in the 50s and 60s and 70s when America was being built in a more orderly time, they're absolutely wrong. The period of opportunity is yet ahead of us. Oh, I think it is absolutely part of it. And, there's just an awful lot of discussion that the internet or the digital age has brought about a period of disinformation and confusion. That is built on a belief that regular people can't handle an open flow of information, that free speech is really too much for the regular citizen, the regular worker in this country. And I just think that's absolutely crazy. No, it's absolutely, as I say, it's essential and creates a season of opportunity like we've never seen before. I grew up a journalist. right? And I used to be very skeptical about the idea of leadership and organized leadership. And today I've come to understand that without people who will put themselves at risk, their reputation, their incomes, and everything else, that a region or a company or an organization is not going to move forward. I do it because I guess I've come to understand at middle age or whatever I am at 57 that leadership is absolutely essential. And the things I focus on are basic human needs, and that would include education and economic development. Economic development being good jobs for good people, right? So, and I think most of the people you see involved in, not just in Cincinnati, but in Denver and Indianapolis, are people who really believe that they carry the weight of the world on their shoulders, and we have got to play a leadership role and make it a better place for everybody. When I think about, especially at age 57, I have sons in their 20s, and I think, gosh, have I made good use of my past 20 years? And, I think my generation has, but at the same time, it's a world suddenly where free movement is restricted. We have enormous religious tensions and issues that I think threaten just not the American dream, but the dream of many others at the same time. So yeah, I think there's a lot more to do. I think I've also come to learn that there's no such thing as a destination. We're not going to make America suddenly better and then it cruises. It's something that we have to constantly maintain and work on and put ourselves at risk as leaders in order to make sure that the American dream is possible for coming generations. I'd have to say, as we sit here in 2013, we're in a period where people who are in their 20s are going to have a much tougher go than we did in my 20s. We had an economy that grew so aggressively and quickly, and in many cases did borrow from the future. So I think my generation had a much easier path than those who were in their 20s in 2013 trying to plan their careers ahead. So I think what's really key for people my generation is understanding generational equity, and that maybe those of us who built things my age in some ways borrowed from the next generation behind us, and now it's our obligation to support those next generations and provide, share our resources and create opportunities for them equal to the ones that we had. The next 20 years are going to be harder, but it's still, to me, America is still a place of an incredible opportunity. If you're like me and you spend a lot of your life on the road, you just constantly bump into immigrants who would do anything to get a chance to play out the rest of their life here. And as much as we listen all day to Fox News and the Republicans and CNBC and the Democrats and the back and forth, the reality is that this still is a place where you can build a dream and build a future. Much easier than you can do it in many other places in the world.